Yo, what's up? It's your boy Vussy Max back at it with another one. You already know what's going on, man. Today I'm gonna share with you guys the how to grow your account, small account strategy. Today that's the vibes that we're doing. I'm gonna show you how to grow small accounts, show you the strategies that I was using back when I could only have access to a small account. Because I understand not everybody has a big account, not everybody can fund with ridiculous amounts of money, and plus in this day and age when you're trading indices and stuff like that, which is this strategy is going to be focused mostly on indices, right? But you can still dibble and dabble, try it on other stuff and other instruments and see what's up. But right now I'm sharing with you the strategy that's top when it comes to indices. And that's 100 US 30, Germany, what, all those things, right? So small account, 1,500 or upwards. This is small account, and this ideal account to start growing any saying any type of account basically, because anything less than that you won't have a lot of access to like taking losses, because a strategy isn't 100%, so you need to have room for at least a loss, one loss or two losses or something like that, which is why I'm saying 1,500 is enough, right? So I'm going to show you the technical side and stuff like that, and then we're going to go straight into the charts, right? So what I prepared for this one, I have this PDF file that I'm gonna share with you guys. I'm sure you guys can see it now, yeah. So this PDF, right? Before you can get access to this, you need to. I'm gonna link the my public channel on Telegram, right? The link is gonna be pinned on the comment below. Go and join that. That's where I'm gonna send this PDF file. I'm gonna send it there. You understand? So you already know what to do, man. Just go ahead and join the it's free. It's a free group, you understand? Just go there, join it, and then you're gonna find this file. I'm gonna attach the file shortly after I upload the video, right? So what we're gonna look at today, we're just gonna look at the trends first. I wanna talk to you guys about trends. You understand? The support and resistance, we all know those kind of things, but what I'm focused on today is the trends. I might give you other strategies or like give you more details into the strategy on another day. But today we want to look at the trends, right? So we have our uptrends and then we have our downtrends. That's what we need to look at first, right? So when it comes to the uptrend, what you need to look at, you need to look at the structure, and this applies on any time frame. But when you go to the charts, I'm going to specify which time frame you need to look at, right? So you need to understand one thing about the markets, which is something I'm always telling the people. You understand? So the market structure, I'm talking about how the highs and lows are defined, right? The turning points in a graph, how are they well defined, or what's going on? You don't want to, if a chart is moving sideways, then it doesn't clearly doesn't have any trend that's going on. So when you talk about uptrend, we're saying the overall direction of this market is going upwards. So you can see this chart started here and it's been going upwards. So you need to pay attention to the highs and lows. So the lows is where the market goes to form a U shape at the bottom, right? And the highs are the areas where it goes to form an N shape. So in another way, we can describe them as turning points, where the market does a turning point at the low, at the bottom is called a low, where the market goes to make a turning point at the top is called the high. So with this structure, you can see we make a low, we make a high, this the turning point, we have this turning point also. There are other smaller turning points, but look at the bigger picture to understand where this market is heading, because if you look at the specifics, it's easier to get lost in the sauce that way. You understand? So the market always alternates from low to high, back to low to high, to low to high again, low again, and then high. And then from high is going to go from a low, and then from this low, you can guess where the market is going, right? It's going to make a new high. So in the uptrend, the highs must be getting higher every time the market forms. You see this high, this one is higher than this one is higher than all of these ones, and then this high is higher than all of these ones. Same applies to the lows. The lows are getting higher every time. This one is higher than this one is higher than this one is higher than this one, and then this one is higher than this one. So our trend is it's perfect, you understand? So with that in mind, right? So I know I'm moving fast. You might have to take a couple of notes and stuff. Do what you need to do. Rewind the video and stuff. I don't know, man. Just do what you need to do. So the downtrend now, which is the opposite, we only trade two types of trends: uptrends and downtrends. If it's not a uptrend or a downtrend, that's not where you're supposed to be taking your money. Or rather, adjust and look at lower time frames, and look until you can find a stable trend, meaning where the highs and lows are clearly defined. You know, a downtrend now, this is the opposite of a high, of an uptrend. I mean, the market started, this chart basically started here, and you can see the ending where it ends. It's here. So it's moving downwards basically, and you can see with the highs now, turning points. We have this high, we have a low, we have a high, we have a low. Of course, we have other areas where this market is moving sideways, but you have to look at the overall picture, because if you only focus on there until there, this market was moving sideways. You need to wait for the market to form a nice structure after that. You understand? So high to low to high to low to a high to a low to a high, and then from this high, what would you do? You would sell, right? So now we're gonna go to next 100 chart and US30 and see what we can find there. Alright, from so what I need you to do, I'm gonna open a full chart, full screen like this, right? We're looking at the next 100 on the daily time frame right now. Remember what I was telling you guys about the highs and the lows, right? We have our high, we go to a low, go to a high, we go to a low, but the low is high, and then we go to a higher high, right? So we got from low high to a low to a high, higher high because it's higher than this one, to a higher low because it's higher than these lows, to a higher high again because it's higher than this one, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then higher high now again. You understand? So this market clearly it's moving in a, this is the perfect example of a trend line that I'm, you know what I'm saying, of a uptrend. So what you can do now, you can draw a line at the bottom to connect the lows and a line at the top to connect the highs. This is what we call a trend line, right? So this line basically what is going to help you is going to help you identify where the market is going to go for the next couple of weeks or months or something like that, because you know where the structure is going. So when the market is where it's at now, as you guys can see, this market every time it touches the trend line at the top, we're also doing a nice 100 analysis at the same time. So basically now, because the market is at the top, right, this trend line serves, the trend line at the top serves as a indicator for us to, you know, to prepare to start selling. You understand? The one at the bottom now is the one that shows us when the time for buying is coming. You understand? So just because it's an uptrend, it doesn't mean you can only buy. You can find areas where you can sell even if it's an uptrend, but the only way you can find those areas where you can start selling is if you start putting trend lines now in the building. You understand? So there's another aspect of flags. Flags are what you're seeing here and what you're also seeing here, or otherwise channels and stuff like that. But that's going to be another video. For today, I need you guys to focus also only on the movement of what's going on with the chart. So these are signals that we've been sending at the previously. You understand? So I just want to remove this so you don't have to focus on what's going on there, but rather focus on the movement of what's popping here. You understand? I'm just gonna remove this also. So guys, you see this blue line, this blue arrow here was basically showing that now it's time to buy, right? And you see this is a daily time frame. You see for the next month or so, this thing was just going high. Then we had another signal there to buy long term, right? And then here was a signal to start selling. So what we can do now, we can clone this and then move this here. This thing might be going up right now, but I can guarantee you we're not gonna break above this area. This thing is gonna start dropping. It's either we're gonna go retest this line, but what, you know, anything can happen, but prepare yourself to start selling, right? So after you know the direction of this thing, what you can do now, you can look at the lower time frame. Say we can go to 1 hour on our H1 time frame. We need to find those, even those patterns for where are we going to buy and where we're going to sell. You understand? So now that we already know the direction, I want you guys to even go further than that and try to find these trends in a smaller time frame. And by smaller time frames, I'm talking about 15 minutes. You're gonna go and apply these strategies on the 15 minutes time frame. And now that we know that we want to sell, I only want you to look for selling opportunities, right? Only want you to look for selling opportunities. And how you're going to find those, just as an example, I can draw a trend line here, right? I can draw a trend line here to connect this this low and a higher low again here, you know. And then once we are here now, we can wait for the price action to come and make contact somewhere here in this line. And once we make contact, if we can break below this thing, then you already know that we're gonna start looking to buy. And then I'm also realizing that we can also draw another trend line that's gonna connect this movement there and also this one here like this. You understand? So now we even isolated the price further than what we have done in the long time, in the bigger time frames like the daily time frames and stuff like that. You understand? So now what you're gonna do, if the price comes here at the top, you know what you must do. If the price comes at the top, you know you must buy. If the you know you must sell. If the price comes at the top, you must what? You must what? You must sell, right? If the price comes at the bottom now, and you start seeing a rejection pattern, you know what you must do. You must start buying. So basically, where we're at right now, we're in an uptrend in the next 100 on the daily time frame, and even on the smaller time frame, when we can go, we can scope out and snipe for buying signals and also selling signals, depending on where the price is at. As long as the trend is still visible, guys, don't even stress anything. Just follow the trend. You know what I'm saying? Just follow the trend. But doesn't mean only buy. When there's opportunity to sell, we can still sell. But you need to make sure you always have these two lines on your charts. You understand? So now I'm gonna go to US30 and see what we can find on US30. And this PDF that I showed you guys at first, right? Let me just open it again. This PDF I was showing you guys at first, I only showed you a glimpse of this PDF. So you're gonna find the full one, the full thing, the full one. You're gonna find it on the public Telegram. Just like I said, I even have rules there which are gonna guarantee you to being successful and not making the same mistakes over and over again, right? So now we want to open our trading view again in the building. Then we're gonna go to the US30. Let's go to the US30 and see what we can find on that chart. You understand? So I'm just gonna start with the daily time frame for US30, but I've been knowing how this thing is also going. Understand? But let's just go into the US30, and you can already see now. You also have an uptrend here on the USA 30. You also have an uptrend. We look at the highs and lows, right? We can even start there. This is our low. We go to a high, higher low, higher high, higher low again, and higher high. Because there was a lot of things going on, but the fact that it wasn't the turning point yet, and this thing was moving sideways, we have to account for where we actually see a turning point. That's the biggest difference with this thing. You only have to account where you're seeing a turning point that is visible, that the market changed this direction when it got there, right? So just like in NAS 100, you remember how we had a chart line at the top and another line at the bottom? It doesn't mean that it's the same case for every chart. Some chart won't give you a line at the top. It will only connect at the bottom, and that's what you need to keep in mind. All you need is one line, but if you can find two lines, it's even better. And you can even copy my analysis. I'm even gonna send it on the public channel. This same analysis we're doing now, I'm gonna send it down the public channel so you guys can, you guys can check that one out and see how you can, see if you can improve from your strategy just by, adding the missing piece, which was the concept of structure, the market structure, and also looking at the trends and combining it at the same time. So you see now, the US state has been going up. The highs and the lows, I already described the highs, but we don't have a trend line where we can fit with this thing, because of how the structure is set up. Even if I can try to modify it, I don't think we can necessarily have a trend line that we can rely on. Because remember, with trend lines, the more contact it makes, the more contact it makes with the chart, the more reliable or the more stronger the trend line actually is when it comes to you relying on the trend line for signals. Just like I said, if it comes at the bottom, buy. So you see how many times we made contact here. We made contact. I didn't mean to open this. Let's just go back a little bit. FXTM, stop ruining my vibe, please. Let's close this. I'm on full screen mode. Yes. See what I'm saying? So check. We have a trend line here, and we have a trend line at the bottom. This one connected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one connected 1, 2, 3. So obviously, this means when it's time to buy, you're gonna use more of a bigger lot size than when it's time to sell. Because when it's time to sell, anything can happen. So when it's selling, you need to put at least a little bit less lot size, risk less than when it's time to buy, because when it's time to buy, this thing is gonna fly. You understand? So now we're gonna go into the 15 minutes, just like we did on the Nest 100, and then we're gonna look for. We're basically gonna look for a trade. We're gonna look for a see how can we analyze this thing, right? And already I'm seeing something that I like in the building. I'm seeing something that looks like a sell at the moment. You understand? So let me just get a trend line real quick and show you guys what I'm talking about, right? So our trend line, we're gonna draw it, leave it there, go back to full screen mode, you know, and then I'm gonna minimize this chart a little bit, right? So I'm seeing an area where it can hold a trend line also, which is this area there. You understand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's see how it actually connects when it gets to the other side. See. So when you're connecting it like this, it's actually holding this trend line. But at the top now, there's no trend line that we can add at the top because these highs are formed in a other way. And let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Because my thing is, I've been analyzing for the longest time that some of the analyzing that I used to do, I don't have to do now because I already know what's going on. You see, we can't join this because it's far away from this one. Or the only thing that we can do here is to join these two highs. If we can join them like this. You understand what I'm saying? If we can join them like this, now we have a trend line that's holding at the top. But it's highly unreliable because it's only 1, 2. But here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You understand what I'm saying? So here we're gonna see if we can get a rejection pattern, we're going to buy. But if this market breaks below, if it pushes below with a long candlestick, that's going to be a sign to sell because on the long term, it already showed us that it's a selling, it's a market that's, it's a market that's ready to sell because of the trend line that we have there and the price being exactly close to where the trend line is. We already rejected the trend line before, so now it seems like we're retesting with yesterday's candle. I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit so you guys can see that candlestick. You see, yesterday's candlestick went to touch and then it came back. Today's one is closing bearish, so tomorrow's one might as well just drop all the way to the bottom. You understand? So these are some of the things that you need to look at. And before you open a trade, you need to be sure about the structure, where the market is going, and how the outlook of buying and selling is looking. Are we in an uptrend or in a downtrend? And is the market about to rally up, or is the price about to drop? So these are some of the things that I'm going to keep emphasizing with more and more videos that come. I know I've been dropping a lot of vlogs and stuff. It's only because that's what I've been occupied with, that aspect of my life. I was being very social in the past couple of weeks and stuff. But make no mistake, I'm still the nigga, I'm still the OG. They're coming. More Forex content related stuff is coming. You understand what I'm saying? So just go subscribe, like, comment, leave a like, you know what I'm saying? Leave a comment and go join the public Telegram. You know what I'm saying? The year is about to end, so I only want to work with those who want to work. It's boy Vussy signing out today. Peace out.